Hello, and welcome to Storytime here at Exploration Place. Today we are going to be reading a collection of stories for 4-year-olds with permission from Cottage Door Press. Today we are going to be reading Jack and the Beanstalk, one of my favorites. Okay, we ready? All right. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Jack who lived with his mother. They were very poor and had to sell their cow to get money for food. On the way to the market, Jack met an old man. "You won't get much money for such an old cow," he told Jack, "but I can give you something better than money for her, magic beans." He held out his hand and showed Jack 5 speckled beans. "Magic beans," thought Jack. "They sound exciting." He gave the old man the cow and took the beans, thanking the man politely. Then he went home. Jack's mother was extremely cross. "Silly boy," she shouted. "Thanks to you, we have no cow and no money." She threw the beans out the window and sent Jack straight to bed. The next morning, Jack was astonished when he looked out the window. A giant beanstalk had sprung up while he was sleeping, and it stretched up to the sky. Jack ran outside and began to climb the beanstalk. Up and up he went, higher and higher, till he reached the top. There he found a road which led to a big castle. Jack's tummy was rumbling with hunger, so he knocked on the large wooden door. Knock, 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 knock. A giant woman answered. She looked kind, and Jack asked if she could give him some breakfast. "You will be breakfast if my master finds you," she told Jack. "He's much bigger than me, and he eats children." But Jack begged and pleaded, and at last the giant's cook let him in. She gave him some bread and milk and hid him in a cupboard. Soon Jack heard loud footsteps and felt the cupboard shake. The giant man was coming. Jack heard him roar, "Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum! I smell the blood of an Englishman." "No, silly," the cook said. "You smell the sausage I've cooked for your breakfast. Now sit down and eat." After wolfing down 3 plates of sausage, the giant asked his cook to bring out his gold. She brought 2 big sacks filled with gold coins, which the giant began to count. But he was sleepy after his big breakfast and soon began to snore. Jack crept out of the cupboard and grabbed out the sacks. Then he rushed out of the house, along the road, and down the beanstalk. Jack's mother was overjoyed to see him, and she was even happier when she saw the gold. They lived well while the money lasted, but after a year, it had all been spent. Once again, Jack and his mother had nothing to eat. "Don't worry, Mother," said Jack. "I'll just go back up the beanstalk to the giant's house." And so he did just that. Just as before, Jack knocked on the door and begged the giant's cook for something to eat. "Go away," she told him. "The last time you were here, a sack of gold disappeared." The giant was really cross. But once again, Jack begged and pleaded, and at last she let him in. She gave him some bread and milk and hid him in the cupboard. Soon the giant stopped in, bellowing, "Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum! I smell the blood of an Englishman." "Nonsense," said the giant's cook. "You smell the soup I've cooked for your lunch." Peeping through a crack in the cupboard door, Jack saw the giant slurp down a big barrelful of soup, and he heard him tell the cook, "Bring me my hen." She put a fat red hen on the table, and the giant shouted, "Lay an egg." To Jack's amazement, the hen laid a golden egg. Jack waited until the giant was asleep. Then he jumped out and snatched the hen. Fast as lightning, he dashed out of the house, along the road, and down the beanstalk. Jack and his mother lived well on the money they made from the hen's golden egg, but Jack wanted to climb the beanstalk one last time. He knew the cook would not let him in again, so he sneaked into the house and crawled into the cupboard. Before long, the giant came crashing in. "Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum! I smell the blood of an Englishman," he thundered. "You smell the steaks I've cooked for your dinner," the cook said, and she put a platter of thick, juicy steaks in front of him. After gobbling up the steaks, the giant took a golden harp and said, "Sing!" The harp played a gentle lullaby, and soon the giant was fast asleep. Jack sprang out, took the harp, and began to run, but the harp cried, "Master! Master!" And the giant woke up. With a roar, he leapt up and ran after Jack. Holding the harp tightly, Jack scrambled down to the beanstalk. He yelled, "Mother, bring me an axe! Bring me an axe!" Jack took the axe and started to chop down the beanstalk. The giant quickly climbed back up to the top before the beanstalk snapped in two. That was the last time Jack saw him. With the hen and the harp, Jack and his mother were able to live happily ever after, and they were never hungry again. All right, friends, so if you want to make this story come to life at home, you can grow your own kind of little beanstalk. All you're gonna need is a lima bean or a pinto bean, a Ziploc bag, a paper towel, and some water. Go ahead and take the bean, put it in the paper towel, wet it down, put it in a Ziploc, and tie it up to the window, or tape it up to the window. Remember, a bean is gonna need some sunlight and some water to grow. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us for Jack and the Beanstalk today. See you next time.